So you live with your spouse, but you feel like roommates. You're sleeping in the same bed and there's no touch or affection. You're in the same house, but you really don't see each other. And if you do, you're not connecting in a strong way. If this is you right now, please stay with me because today I'm going to show you exactly what's missing and not just focus on the problem, but I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. And today is specifically about the physical part of a relationship, the physical bridge. And let me show you why. Because look, there's 7 areas, 7 bridges that create a strong relationship. There is the spiritual part. We already went over that. Intellectual, emotional. Today we're going to be focusing on the physical part. And then there's the sexual, the social, and the financial. When you have strong connection and communication in these areas, your relationship will get stronger. Now, if you don't, this is where your relationship can be stressful, frustrating, where you're like, why do I want to be in this relationship again? But when you start to have connection, communication in these 7 areas, this is where your relationship becomes enjoyable, exciting. There's that spark, that passion there, right? So today I'm going to show you about the physical part. And the physical part is not about sex, okay? Because I know us men were like, yeah, more physical, right? It's not about that. Now, if you do these things, you will get more sex, right? But I want to show you why in the physical part, why there is a disconnect and what does it mean, right? And I'm going to give you one simple tool that you can be able to use today. And if you do it for a week, if you do it consistently, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your relationship, your home. It changes everything. And remember, this is the part of 7 things. There's 7 bridges that we connect that hold a marriage together. So make sure you go watch those videos. But today, we're talking about the physical bridge. Remember, it's not about sex. That one comes next, okay? This is something different. And almost every marriage is missing it. So if you stay with me right here, you're going to know exactly why and what you're missing in your relationship. Look, this is what they don't know about a relationship. The physical part of the marriage it's not just one thing. It's 3 things. 3 things in this one bridge. And if one is missing, that bridge gets weak. So these are the 3 parts. The first one is physical touch. It's not that there's a specific order, but these are the 3 things, right? There's physical touch, there's physical activity, and there is physical attraction. So if you can, write those down as well, because these are 3 areas of this one bridge that's going to make it stronger. So what do these mean? So the physical touch, daily affection, hugs, holding hands, a real kiss, caress the hair, right? Maybe a smack on the butt too, right? You gotta have fun with it. Come on now. But I'm not talking about sex. Now, this can lead to more sex when you have that physical affection, that touch, the activity, the attraction, yes. But I'm talking about touch right now, okay? And the second one is the physical activity. This is doing things together, maybe a walk, a meal, a movie, spending time in the same space on purpose with a purpose where you're doing things, a physical activity together to strengthen your relationship. And the third part is the physical attraction. This is you taking care of yourself, right? Come on, you got to make yourself sexy for your spouse. Looking good, smelling good for your spouse. You know, it's eating right, drinking enough water, right? These are different things to keep you're fit, right? Like showing up in a way that is going to make them attracted to you. Touch, activity, and attraction. 3 parts of this one bridge. Now, most couples, they've lost 1, they've lost 2, or some of them lost all 3. And in the marriage, it's now creating this disconnect, and the marriage is paying for it. The home is paying for it. The kids is paying for it because we're not intentionally creating connection in this bridge of the physical one. Of course, all 7 need to, right? But right now we're talking about the physical bridge. And this is what happens, okay? Early in the marriage, maybe all 3 of those were there. That's why you guys got together, right? It's like, damn, what's up? And now there's this physical touch, this physical activities that you're doing together. You're enjoying each other, and you touched all the time. You did things together all the time, and you took care of yourself for them. But then what happens? Life gets busy, right? Kids come. Bills come, the phones came in, right? Now we're distracted with things. And like, think about it, little by little, all 3 of these start to slip and get weak. Touch became one of 2 things. It became like a little, quick peck, no sex. Nothing in between, right? What happened with the activity? The activity is now just a bunch of errands, taking the kids places, doing the to-do list, right? Like, you're not doing things together anymore, and now you're just running tasks together. That's the difference. And then when it comes to the attraction, this is one of the hardest things to say, but it has to be said. You stop showing up for them. You stop exercising. You stop grooming yourself. You stop, dressing nice. You stop putting effort where you used to when you were dating with them. When you were dating them and courting them and trying to, maybe get in their pants, right? Like you were showing up in a whole different way, and now you stop. So you start showing up with what? Sweatpants, a tired face and energy, right? And then you assume that they should still want you because they signed the papers years ago, because they said yes to you, because you have kids with them. But that's not how it works. That's not how the body works. That's not how attraction works. There is a verse in Ecclesiastes in the Bible. It says, 2 are better than 1. This is a real famous verse that a lot of, pastors will use when they're marrying some. I know I used it before, right? When I'm doing marriages, and I've done 8 now. But it says this: 2 are better than 1. If either of them falls down, one can help the other one up, right? But pity is anyone who falls and has nobody to help them up. So 2 are better than 1. If only one of you are close enough, to reach. Think about that. Like, you have to be close enough to, hey, let me help you up. You've fallen, you're feeling bad, let me help you up. You have to be close enough to reach in order to be able to keep that connection there. Touch, physical touch, it keeps you close. Doing activities together physically, it keeps you near, and that attraction keeps you wanting each other to reach out. All 3 matter. And if you feel one of these getting weak right now, and you're aware of that, can you put into the comments here, like, I need to close the gap? Close the gap. And this is something we need to be aware of it and tell ourselves the truth, because nothing changes until we tell ourselves the truth. We need to be honest, like, you know what? Yeah, I'm not connecting in these 3 areas. I haven't thought about this. And this is what it's costing you, okay? If you're not creating connection in these areas when it comes to the physical bridge, you're leaving this bridge broken. Now, the bodies in your house slowly become strangers. You get cold, you become roommates. It's true, right? You stop being aware of each other. You start just kind of walking past each other, and you're sitting in different rooms. And even if you're in the same room and the same roof, you're not sharing the same life. And here's the painful part of all this. Touch is something that every person needs from the day that we're born. And doing things together builds those memories together, right? And that kind of thing holds the marriage together in hard times. And if we don't have these things in hard times, come on, this is where we become very vulnerable. Now, that attraction is what keeps our spouse wanting to choose you, right? And their eyes don't go other places, right? And it's not because they have to they should want to. And we need to do our part to keep that spark. When all 3 of these things are being met at home, man, people like want to stay there. But when all 3 of these things stop being met at home, what does that create? People start to find them somewhere else, right? A hug from a friend that maybe goes on too long, or a coworker that notices, how you look that day and start to like, hey, look good, right? And if nobody else is noticing at home and you don't have that connection for months, this creates a very serious vulnerability. You start to reach out and do some physical activities with other people, right? You get a new hobby, a new sport, and now you finally feel alive, and now you're getting that need met with other people in other scenarios, and now it's making your relationship more vulnerable. And it's not because you're a bad person or they're a bad person, but it's because the real needs are not being met at home. And when needs are not being met in these 7 areas that I'm talking about, remember these 7 areas, if needs are not being met, morals and values are going to be broken in order to get these needs met. People are willing to break their morals and values to get the needs met. The Bible says that husband and wives belong to each other. And that includes physical. That includes the touch, the activity, the attraction. And when one of these really dwindles down and shrinks into nothing, then something important is missing in that relationship. And I don't want that for you. God doesn't want that for you. So can we make a change here and start to intentionally connect in these 7 areas for this one bridge to make it strong? So I'm going to give you a tool right now, something that you can do right away. And I always tell people this, like, I like to make things very simple, but that doesn't make them easy. And a lot of times they seem like maybe it's even common sense, but it's not common practice. So as I say this, I really want you to open up right now and to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do something different, because if you keep doing what you're doing, what are you gonna get? You're gonna keep getting what you're getting. So we need to do something different. So this is one thing that I want you to do starting today. I want you to do it this week. I want you to cover all 3 parts of this physical bridge. And I call it the 611. The 611. 611. 3 numbers, 3 actions. Okay? And I say 611 to help you to remember it's 6 seconds of touch every day, 1 activity together every week, and then 1 thing you do for them that you stopped doing before, that you stopped doing that you used to do before. So let me break those down a little bit more. 611. 6 seconds of touch every day. At least, and remember, this is simple, but you have to be intentional. 1 time a day, walk up to your spouse, hold them. Give them a real hug, a kiss, intentional, be fully there. You know, put your hand on their shoulder, hold their hands, touch their face, a hand, like something, like even if you smack them on the butt, but don't just go straight to there, right? Like hold for a full 6 seconds. Not 1, not 2, but 6. Why 6? Why 6, right? Because anything less than that stays surface. Like, hey, but when you hold, that's long enough to feel something shift in them, in you, in the room. So that's the touch, okay? 611, that's the 6. That's the physical touch, 6 seconds. Can you do that? All right, let's get to the next one, like the 1, okay? Now I want you to do 1 activity this week. Just 1 thing, but just the 2 of you. Not with your kids, not with coworkers, not with your family, like just you 2. Phones down, even if it's just a walk, a meal that's not rushed, a drive, a project around the house. Do something physically together. It doesn't have to be big, but it has to be on purpose. Okay, so that's the 1, the physical activity. 1 physical activity this week. Here's the last one. So it's 611. So 6 seconds of a hug, of physical affection, affection, 1 activity, and now the last one is 1 thing that you do for them that you stop doing. So this is that one, a lot of times people skip. So I want you to skip this, okay? What's 1 thing that you used to do for your spouse? And they liked it, they loved it. It created, like, they felt needed, wanted, served, right? Whatever it is, like look good for them, or show up with them, or do something without them asking. It's something that you used to do, but you stopped. Maybe it's you starting to exercise again. Maybe it's using that, putting some cologne, some perfume on so you can brush your hair better. Like, do something that you used to do that they used to like. Maybe it's wearing something that they like instead of that same old shirt that you're comfortable in, that you like. Making it about them. Maybe it's just, you know, lining up your beard and shaving, right? Like, I know my beard, my wife likes when I'm clean cut and I look good, right? Like, she likes that. So I'm gonna do it on purpose, like, even though sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I don't want to sit there and line up my beard or cut my hair. Like, sometimes I don't want to, but I know that it's going to create connection and her to be like, Tam, you look good, right? And of course that feels good for me, for her to feel noticed, but it's creating that connection there. So pick 1 thing and start it to do it this week. So that's the attraction part. This is the tool. It's very simple, right? 611. 6 seconds of touch. 1 activity that you're going to do together, and then 1 thing for them that you stop doing. See, there is a verse in Song of Solomon in the Bible. And the whole book of the Bible is about a married couple. If you haven't read it, read it. It's very seductive. Like, it's very, like, read it. It's really nice, okay? But the wife says this in the Song of Solomon book in the Bible. It says that his left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. This is not a poem. This is not just poetic. That's a marriage being lived close, on purpose, with purpose. This is touch, activity, attraction. All 3 you have to do on purpose this week. So go ahead and write this down. 611. 6 seconds of touch. 1 activity that you can do physically together, and do 1 thing for them that you stop doing. That's your tool. So now let me show you why this works. See, your body is wired for all three. Touch tells your body, hey, I'm safe with this person. Right? It starts to communicate that. Activity, when you do activity together, like it tells your body like, oh, we're still a team. Like we're a team, we're doing this together, right? Like we're building something together. And when you make yourself attractive, attraction tells the body, I still want to be here. I still want you, right? When all three of these things are working, even at a small level, something begins to shift. Your guard drops, their guard drops, the stress begins to drop. You stop feeling like two busy people that are like roommates and just going through the motions. You start feeling like a couple again. The Bible tells us that love is not just words. Real love shows up in action. And you guys know this, right? Like actions, or actually speak louder than words, right? So the 611 is love in action. 3 small actions, 3 small things you can do this week. And it's small, it's quiet, but man, it creates results and it works. This is how you stop just sharing the same house and be roommates, and you start sharing your life again and revive it, right? Like the defibrillator, like wake it up again. And maybe you're thinking like, oh, but we haven't lived like this in years. It's gonna feel forced, it's gonna feel fake. It's gonna be weird. Come on, hear me. Like, anything you stop doing for years, yeah, it can start feeling a little bit weird again. Yeah, it can feel a little awkward, a little bit forced. Yeah, that's okay. It's like, do it anyways. That's not a sign that it's not working. That's a sign that it's freaking needed, right? Come on, push through the awkwardness, push through that, and watch what happens to your relationship. There is a Bible verse that says, do not grow weary while doing good. That means don't give up when you're doing something good for your marriage. Don't just give up because you're not getting the reaction or the result that you're expecting right away. The 611, it's small enough that you can start today, right? Even if your spouse is, barely responding to you at first, maybe it feels one-sided at first in the beginning, but just keep going. By the end of the week, something's going to feel different, I promise you. I promise you. Now, in the next video, we're going to go to the next bridge. What are we talking about? We're going to get into the sexual part. Right? Now this is where the guys are like, yeah, I want more sex, right? But in order to make a strong relationship, we need to be hitting all 7 of these to create a strong relationship. So the next one is the sexual one. This is a lot of one that a lot of the marriages will skip. So we're not going to skip that. We're going to talk about it. And you're going to learn a lot of things that maybe you haven't thought about. Yeah, we're going to be honest. We're going to do it with care. We're going to do it with with respect, right? But I'm going to show you some very powerful things in the next one. So make sure you hit subscribe, share these things. You can share it with your spouse, because if you work together and do it the right way, man, it creates a big result. Now, if you guys want some more help, some more support, I'm going to be putting into the description here. I have a free assessment. It takes like a minute. It'll give you a lot of clarity in your relationship right now, and you get a training, like a 20-minute training where I go deep into your results. It's very specific. It's going to read you. It's like it's an assessment that asks you very specific questions, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to work on, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what the opportunities are to make your relationship better. Yes? Bless you guys. God is with you and for you. I pray for your marriage. I pray that all these things will really help you. That's really what I want. And we'll see you guys in the next training. Bless you guys.